So we're here today at the Cyprus Fintech Summit. I'm Drosoula from fintechview, and with me it's Ron from Buzz Dealers. How are you, Ron?
I'm doing good, Drosoula. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. So we were together on the previous panel
That's right.
actually about AI and marketing and how this whole thing is evolving nowadays. So what are your key takeaways from this panel?
It's very simple. Most people, when they're talking about the, let's say, AI revolution, they're looking at it from an operational perspective, which can mean compliance, which can mean how it improves internal processes, or they're looking at it from the sales perspective, which is how do we use it for e-commerce or better interactivity with people who are willing to pay, payment
Yeah.
solutions, etc. And if they touch on marketing, it's like nobody mentions organic marketing. So the key takeaway really is organic marketing matters today more than ever before in the age of AI.
I couldn't agree more with you.
Yeah, because you want AI now to know who you are, and not just that, but mention you in a positive light.
Exactly. And it's not just ChatGPT, as we heard.
Correct.
There are many AI tools that
Yeah.
people do trust
Yeah.
and work as reputation filters or validation
Yeah.
apps. So, how do you think a fintech company can ensure or secure the trust around their brand image?
They need to think about their online reputation, and that is built from a mix of different things. They need to focus more on SEO, they need to focus more on digital publications, they need to focus more on review articles, they need to incentivize their users to leave positive reviews. Generally speaking, it's a mix of things. It's a mixed bag, and there are ways to do that that focus specifically also on the AI aspect. So if before you just had to worry about your reputation,
Yeah.
now it's like you have to worry about your reputation also including the AI aspect.
Correct, correct. And what about bus dealers? I know that you manage reputation for many
That's right.
firms. How is the fintech world responding to this?
So it's still in the early stages. Some key position holders are more ahead of the game. So with us, we started when ChatGPT was still in private beta, invite only, and we started studying because we had a feeling that this was going to be the future, right?
Yeah.
Some of the fintech companies have people with that mindset, so they're ahead of the game just like we're ahead of the game. But in other more traditional companies or companies with a more traditional hierarchy and structure, they're so far behind, they don't know how behind they are. So, unfortunately for us, it's not really going to be a challenge to educate them because the market will do that on its own. And
Exactly,
then when
yeah.
they're ready, and they will be very soon, we already have the solution in place, and other companies we work for and industry visibility for them to come to say, hey, Buzz Dealer, I know I've heard of you guys, and now I know you guys now do AI or GEO, generative engine optimization. Let's talk.
Okay. Well, we have to stay ahead, so we need to work with professionals who are already doing this for us,
Of
I
course.
believe. And it's very difficult though to control reviews, especially in forex, gaming, and
Yes.
banking, this kind of industries.
Yes. It's difficult, but not
Is there a way
impossible.
to reverse it?
Re- Reversing it, I'm not sure, but fighting it, yes. So, for the sake of the argument, I've had this conversation with a lot of companies like, oh, I don't know how to incentivize people to leave me a review. You know how the internet works. People comment when they're angry, they don't comment when they're happy as much. And I say, okay, ever thought about making them happy? And they said, but we already make them happy. I said, yeah, but if you offer a customer, do you like our service? Yes, we're willing to give you. Now, it depends on what exactly that service is and what you offer, but X% off of your next purchase, or give them something, an actual incentive to go and leave you the positive review beyond their good experience already. And now you are actually pushing positive, authentic reviews to your platforms to combat the negative.
Very important to have authentic reviews.
Yeah.
Now that we mentioned customer support, I mean, we see AI agents everywhere nowadays.
Yeah.
Who's gonna make the difference at the end?
This will sound repetitive probably, but the human touch. I don't know about you, but I'm a usually calm guy. One of the only things in this world that can set me out of my mind is when I'm talking to a robot and not a human being.
Yeah.
The human touch. There's something about when somebody's actually listening to you and has the attitude of, let me try to help you solve this problem, that
Okay.
automatically diffuses you and can lead to a positive outcome, even if you arrived at this angry or unsatisfied. And also, reviews, by the way, that kind of ties back into it. So you can get a good review from somebody who is going to leave you a bad review if you just fix it. Customer service is so important to so many different levels of
Very.
it's important to sales, to marketing. If customer service works right and they solve people's problems and they also have a sync with marketing to say, we solved your problem. If you'd be willing to give us a good review, we'll on top of everything else, we'll give you X% or a gift or whatever the case may be. Then now you got customer support also helping marketing in another way. And it's like a synergy between the two.
Got it. Well, sounds promising, but also it's a struggle. Let's see what the future holds for us.
Absolutely.
How do you find Cyprus Fintech Summit today?
I love it. I think it's the relevant gathering of relevant industry people in a room. What I really like about the guys from novusalpha and XValley is their experience in creating networking events that really put the focus on networking. So we all, in our roles as marketing, chief marketing officers or marketing heads or whatever the case may be, we go to a lot of events, right?
True.
And a lot of the events that I've been to, if I had to summarize the number one complaint that I have in most cases, not all but most, is they completely neglect the networking aspect. In the sense
Okay.
of you're in a room and there's crazy music going on, you can't hear yourself think, you can't hear the person you're talking to. It doesn't lend itself well to business. Whereas that's really what we're going for, right? Yes, we're going to learn something, participate, but we're going to meet people mostly. We're going to talk, exchange ideas, potentially collaborate. And the guys at XValley and novusalpha get that. They get that the whole event should be centered around networking, that it's the most important and value-driven aspect of these events, which is why we do our best to co-sponsor with them every time. Most of the times they come to us and say, guys, we have this going on, Fintech Summit. The answer is yes, immediately.
Perfect. I will keep the value driven events.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too.